Hi, boys and girls. It is the creator of Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day. I have a good one for you, seeing as this weekend in New York, it is turn the clocks ahead time. Turn the clocks back, turn the clocks ahead, turn the clocks back. Daylight savings time is about to begin. We get 1 extra hour. What are you going to do with that extra hour? What are you going to do? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to read to you. It is called Once Upon a Daylight Savings Time by R.E. Skipbiscuit. Once upon a daylight savings time. I have my little friend here and my friend behind me. As you can see, the day before the wacky change to daylight savings time, there happened something sort of strange which brought about this rhyme. A desert had a rattlesnake who wasn't very nice. When critters heard his rattles shake, they fled like frightened mice. His home was in a lonely spot. He wasn't lonely though. He had a clock he liked a lot. It wasn't just for show. Its ticking was the only sound he ever liked to hear, so no one dared to come around. They wisely didn't near. But when he had to wind its hands, he needed well a hand, and so he searched the desert sands. Some help was in demand. A road runner was standing still, exhausted from a run. His little beak was fine until it suddenly was done. The rattlesnake, with gusto, came approaching like a foe. The noise he made explained his names to those who didn't know. Come here, I've got a job for you. Come change my clock right now. Just wind apart, that's all you do. Come here, I'll show you how. The roadrunner was much too fast. He didn't have to stay. That's why his patient didn't last. With ease he got away. The rattlesnake was quite upset at being disobeyed. He frowned and then began to fret, for he still needed aid. A lizard, after eating lunch, was crawling here and there, but suddenly he had a hunch which gave him such a scare. The rattlesnake with gusto came approaching like a foe. The noise he made explained his name to those who didn't know. Come here, I've got a job for you. Come change my clock right now. Just wind apart, that's all you do. Come here, I'll show you how. The lizard, too, was very fast. He didn't have to stay. That's why his patience didn't last. With ease he got away. The rattlesnake was quite upset at being disobeyed. He frowned and then began to fret, for he still needed aid. Some prairie dogs at dusk beheld the lovely evening sky, but soon another sigh impelled each one of them to sigh. But soon another sight impelled each one of them to sigh. The rattlesnake with gusto came approaching like a foe. The noise he made explained his name to those who didn't know. Come here, I've got a job for you. Come change my clock right now. Just wind apart, that's all you do. Come here, I'll show you how. A little prairie dog was shocked, and though she was so young, she didn't like the way he talked and didn't hold her tongue. Excuse me, but I loathe your tone. For shame, how rude you are. A lack of charm is what you've shown, and thus you won't get far. Your manners just aren't good at all. In fact, they're downright bad. Dear Rattlesnake, you've dropped the ball. Please listen, don't get mad. When you need help, don't yell, just ask. And when you ask, say please. And once your friend has done the task, say thank you, it's a breeze. The rattlesnake with patience took the reprimand in stride. At once he had a bashful look, for he felt bad inside. You're right, I'm sorry for my words. I'm normally quite curt. I deemed politeness for the birds. Your feelings must be hurt. The prairie dogs all answered no, and then there was a hush. There's just one thing we'd like to know. Can you explain your rush? Tomorrow's daylight savings time. Tomorrow's daylight saving time. We change our clocks tonight, but I'll be sour as a lime if my poor clock's not right. 1:59 turns into 3. We leapfrog 2 that morn. I know it's odd, don't question me, it's something many scorn. At any rate, it's getting late. You're all I've got. Don't balk much longer now. I just can't wait. Will you please wind my clock? The end. Of Once Upon a Daylight Savings Time. Boys and girls, it is Bored with Miss Reynolds, better off reading every day. I don't own the rights to this book that I have read to you, but I love storytelling magic, and the magic of today's story is I wanted to prepare my kids for daylight saving time when the clocks are being changed. And I tried to help them understand that when it's 4:30 in the evening here, it will be very, very dark. Not like in the summer when you were going to bed and it was still bright outside. It's going to get dark really, really early. So I just wanted to prepare them. And I asked them, what are you going to do with that extra hour that you get this time around? And they said they had no idea. I told them I was going to be cooking all kinds of good stuff. so I would have delicious food to eat all week. So my extra hour might be spent reading a little and cooking a little. What will you do with your extra hour? Let me know, boys and girls, on Bored with Miss Reynolds on Instagram and Bored with Miss Reynolds that you're watching right here on YouTube. That's B period, O period, R period, E period, D period with Miss Reynolds on Bored with Miss Reynolds on YouTube and Bored with Miss Reynolds on Instagram. And if you'd so desire, maybe do something new for daylight savings time, like give me a follow or shoot me a message or tell me something good. Tell me what you're going to be doing in your neighborhood on daylight savings time. If you don't get daylight savings time where you are, do something nice anyway. Maybe do something for someone that you love, or for someone that you've been thinking about, or someone who just needs someone to tell them how their day is going, or ask them how their day has gone. I love to think that at Bored with Miss Reynolds, we are always spreading the love no matter what else we do. Yes, we read a lot, but we also spread the love. I love you, and I hope everything is good with you, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Next time you see me, it will be a different time, but it will always be bored time. Bye.